Hello, my name is Marcus and welcome to another episode of Tabletop Reviews, where today I'm having a look at Zooloretto Duel, and I'm sitting down again because that's what I need to do. Anyway, Zooloretto Duel, as the name entails, this is a two-player version of a lovely Zooloretto. As you know, Zooloretto is my absolute favorite game in the world ever made that I've ever played. I mean, I haven't played all the games yet. So, does Zooloretto Duel live up to that hype? Well, let's first get it to the table, see how it's set up and played. Alright, let's get this game set up here. I have removed the insert because I just couldn't get all the pieces to fit in. I was like a little plastic insert. It just didn't work for me. Anyways, so let me... First of all, we have these ones here, which have numbers that are growing. You of course put them in like a little puzzle. The numbers growing up here. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the grocery stands, not grocery stands, the I can't say that word. I can start off with putting the trucks down here. You have these little trucks right here. I just kind of put them here. 2 2s and 1 1. Ready to transport some large animals. The good thing is these animals are kind of the same. Anyways, you have these ones which have letters on the back and numbers in the front. You go from the letters and you will try and put them into order based on that. So sort of A, B, Z, Z, C, D, E, and an F. And then it is in a very specific order. And you can kind of put that, like, I think I put it there. Then you have all these tokens right here, which has the green and the red side. The green side is obviously plus, and the red side is obviously minus. It's a tiny little plastic bag I put them into. Then you have the coins here. Now each player starts with 1 coin each. Alright, and then out comes all these. So you have the 3 baby tiles here. Only 3, and you kind of put I'll just put them over there. Then you have this one, which we'll use in just a second. First of all, just shuffle these cards up. And then remove the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put this one just above the bottom 5. Flip the first card over as the discard pile, and now we're ready to get started. And how the hell can I show this entire game? There we go, now you can see everything. Baby cards, discard pile, deck here, these things, coins for each player. Now the game simply goes a little bit like the regular one. To start off with, you can draw out. I need to move over these trucks. The cards, in this instance, is a bear. Then you choose a place to put it. There we go. And then the next player's turn, and he does the same thing, and then the same thing. 2 bears, nice. Bison over for itself, and another bison. It can't be put over there. Put over there. And then you choose, of course, a truck to take. Probably have chosen this truck some time before because it's 2 bears. Ooh. Bam, and then this person might just choose this truck just to put down multiples. Bam. And you keep going. Now, there's a few different ways to score some extra points. I mean, 2 coins is a point at the end. There you don't get any points down here. So, there's a few symbols. So, this symbol over here. By the way, this card that was left here will go into the discard pile. Anyways, some of the cards have symbols. The hyenas have this little green symbol, which basically means if you get 2 of them, every symbol has the same. You need 2 of them in your row. So for example, over here there's a heart. You need another heart, and funny enough, that gives you a baby, right? You can just see the heart right here. That one is kind of self-explanatory. 2 hearts, you get a baby. Anyways, the green square I showed you means you can take the discard pile and you can choose a card from there and place it in. And that gives me an opportunity to show you. Right here you have 2 electric symbols here, and those actually mean that you get a minus point if you have 2 of that symbol. Yeah. Not so fun to get that. If you get a third of a symbol, as I said, you need 2 of each symbol to make them, to activate. What do they do? 2 hearts to get a baby, 2 squares to get from the discard pile. If you get a third, you will also get a minus point. Now, a way to get these right here, which are bonus points or maybe some more coins, is to fill out these down here. The numbers mean how many before they're filled. So it's 3 gorillas, 4 bison, 5. Can't remember what those gazelles are called. They called them something, but I can't remember. 6 bears, 7 tigers, 8 hyenas. So I'll just try and see if I can't real quick grab this one in here. And also on each side, 4 of each of the congregation stands. Then you activate this one. Just kind of. That was 1 more bison. These are not mixed down. The bison right there. Okay, bam. So we have the bisons. So the bisons, if it for example looked like this, then there are 4, and the bison one would be flipped over, and nothing more would happen. But if it looked like this, then this person over here has the most amount of bisons, and they get to grab the top one of these. Bam. Some of them, like that one, just gives 3 points. This one has a coin as well. So you obviously get that coin in as well. And you can do that with all of the creatures. And that also has down here. So if you get to this one, you simply remove it, and it's now, the next person claims 1, you activate the final round. And it's the same over here by the cards. Down for the bottom 5 you have this one. And whoever draws up the next, you then remove it. And then whoever draws the next card activates the final round. And then at the end, you then do a recount. Whoever has the most of any animal, so let's just go for this one. They get 1 point for the bison, 1 point for the gazelle, these ones get 1 point for the bear. This person will probably win this game, but this game's not far from over. And then, you know, obviously who has the most amount of points, win. I totally forgot about money actions, because there are 2 money actions you can do. With 2 coins, if you pay 2 coins, you can do one of 2 things. 1, you can remove all of your minus points, removed completely. Or 2, you can steal an animal. If say I paid 2 coins, I could take this animal to my side. Those are the 2 money actions. Babies discount in your area, so if I got another one here and this one in, and then it could activate the 6 there or something. You can activate again and again. So let's say I got this hyena with the green square and had another one of the green square. Put it down, there are now 8 hyenas in total, on both sides obviously. And then I shuffle through the deck and I might find, you know, that last bison and add it to my row. Whatever. Then I could activate first the hyena and then the bison. Obviously, because that's the order of which it activated. Yeah, I think I've gotten the niche rules in. It's very simple. I just need to remember to explain all the rules. Let's get back up to the shows. So that is the gameplay of Zooloretto Duel. So the setup, of course. Let's talk about that gameplay aspect there. Because does it capture Zooloretto and does it make it a duel? Because one problem I've had with Splinter Duel and Seven Wonders Duel is it doesn't feel like it needed to be a 2-player game. It really, it doesn't. Those doesn't. They just feel like different versions, right? So does Zooloretto Duel feel like a duel? Does it feel like it needs to be a 2-player game? Zooloretto is already a game I can play a 2-player, so... Anyways, the gameplay. It captures, of course, the essence of Zooloretto, which is flipping over the animals and putting them on trucks, and then, you know, distribution, selection, all that, and putting them in, and then different things happen. And I think the Zooloretto Duel captures that very well. The cards and putting them on the good trucks. It's, you know, it's kind of the same, except there's 3 trucks, 2 for 2, room for 2, and 1 for room for 1. That was difficult to say. Opposite in Zooloretto Duel, of course, where you have room for 3. Depending on how you play. And I think that captures very well. It is the essence of Zooloretto. It is still the essence of Zooloretto. With the difference being you don't have a limit on the animals. You can always just take the animals. What is different is the symbols on the animals. And at first you think, okay, so there might not be that many symbols, but there is. There's a lot of symbols, making it quite difficult actually. And you're going to take some minus, and therefore you have to just time it correctly. Getting that one extra coin and removing all your minus points right at the end. That's what I did, and I won by 1 point, so that's nice. So it's definitely giving up a different vibe to normal Zooloretto, but it's still a good vibe. Of course, in my head I was constantly comparing Zooloretto Duel to Zooloretto because it is the namesake, and I love Zooloretto, I really do. And perhaps that's a bad thing for Zooloretto Duel. You know, it is, of course, it needs to be compared, but it should also be seen as its own game. And its own game is good. It still, as I said, it captures that thing with drawing cards, distribute them. Maybe I prefer drawing up tiles, that's just a different feel of it. You don't have as much to work with here. Of course. And the difference being, of course, you can't put them into your zoo, but you put them across this one trying to think, which animals do you need now? How do you want to time it right? Like with the gorillas, it's easy at the smaller ones. Like I just got 2 gorillas, like I'm good. I've guaranteed the extra points from that one. So when a regular gorilla shows up, she can take it, I can take it, she being my fiance, of course. I can take it, doesn't matter, I'm guaranteed that one. And I got like 3 of those gazelle things, and again, I'm guaranteed we are going to reach 5. It would be incredible if I wasn't guaranteed to get it, so I'm kind of guaranteed to get it, right? And then with the other ones, the bison I think was a draw or whatever, it was just like, okay, well then let's try and just, you know, none of us get that one, or she got the one on the bears or whatever. Then just try and build on these ones, get some bears so I can get the most at the end and get those bonus points. So it still gave me that choice, and that it wasn't easy to choose which one. Sometimes it was, sometimes you get the heart symbol and like, I already have 1 heart bear, I need that other heart bear, just take that one right now. Sometimes that's an easy choice. Sometimes it's a difficult choice of knowing like that one is the animals are good but the symbols are bad, and that one the symbols are good but the animals are bad. It's the timing of it, it's putting them all together in your row, trying to create the best and most amount of point. It was lovely. It was really lovely to really try and do that. It was very different, but I still found it very lovely and a really good game. Just lovely. And the comparison to Zooloretto, of course, constantly there. They're quite different. And I think, should we just, I will answer the question of, does this one become a 2-player version or just a different version? I'll answer that at the end. Let's move on to theme, or components, or whatever one is the next one. Theme. The Zooloretto, you know, you're trying to have a zoo. Whoops. It kind of goes away from this game here, right? It's kind of. This one you were actually building your zoo, you're buying extra enclosures to try and grow your zoo, to try and make some more money and stuff. Like, well, the money aspect was not officially not out. This one, you don't really feel like you're a zoo owning tycoon, you more feel like you're a black market animal dealer. Almost. Well, sort of you are building your zoo, but it doesn't mean as much, the things you do, and doesn't really tie in that well, I think. So the zoo theme sort of goes away with this one. It's just sort of doesn't really stick on too well. The components on this one, well, I mean the cardboard stuff is always the same as Zooloretto. Maybe just a bit thinner, and the cards, I have to say, they are not the best quality cards I've ever had in my hands. I'm a little bit disappointed to find those. They're not that good. Sorry, that's right there. So yeah, components are fine. They could have been better. Alright, now does it lie to you? Where does it say? Obviously it says 2 players, 20-minute game time, 8 and up. I mean, obviously the 2-player thing. Is it a 2-player game? Is it a solo, only a 2-player game? I think that they have taken and made it so that if it works at 2 and you don't feel like it could work at more, right? As I said, with 7 Wonders and Splendid Duel, my opinion of that was, it was not made to just be 2-player. You, like, 7 Wonders tried with the little thing of war thing, but that could easily have been changed to accommodate more players. I mean, I suppose this could as well, but it just feels like a two-player game, right? It feels like it's been made to be. Splendor did it the worst by just being fucking Splendor over again. This does feel like a two-player game. I was not sitting there thinking, oh, this could easily accommodate more players. I was feeling like this was a duel. I felt like we're going head to head, we're keeping an eye on each other only, and changing it around, it would be difficult. The scoring the most amount of animals and stuff, maybe not difficult, but it would change the game too much. Alright, I wasn't sitting there thinking the same with 7 Wonders Splendor. With those two I was thinking this could easily be accommodate more players and it wouldn't change much. With this one, I wasn't thinking that. This does feel like a duel game. Definitely does. Michael Schacht has proven that he's a brilliant game designer. 20 minutes? Fairly accurate. 20 to 30 minutes, yeah. I mean, this is a small game that you quickly go through. It's gonna not take a lot of time. 8 and up is... the age is always so difficult, right? Oh boy. I guess matching up the animals and the symbols is not very difficult. You can go fairly young with this one because there's not a lot. And it being just a two-player game, you can very easily sit there and go, remember to do this, remember to do this, kind of help your child through until they can play on their own. So I will say fairly accurate, but it is the difficult one to judge. So my score for this one, it was difficult. It's not going to be a 10 out of 10, I don't think. But it's still really good, and it's still Zooloretto. I still love it, and I'm going to give it a 9. I've not said a lot of things that I don't like about it, because I don't think there's a lot of them. But it just, you know, it fails in comparison to this brilliance up here. So it's going to become a 9 out of 10 for me, but it is staying in my collection. It's a small little game. I can easily go on many of my shelves, so it's staying in my collection. Next time I think I will do a straight comparison between Zooloretto and Zooloretto Duel, try and figure out how to do that. Anyways, until next time, thank you very much for watching. Bye!